Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we are driving in a 2000 Acura Integra GSR, which is pretty much a time capsule. I'm going to just basically lay it out for you, the way that this drives. And to be 100% honest, it's not great. Now, am I judging this based on all Integras? Yes. The suspension is not set up correctly. It's just a stock GSR. The transmission seems to shift like butter. It definitely brings back a lot of nostalgia with the way that the dash is laid out and everything else. But overall, it's not great. I'm gonna roll the windows up, keep the wind noise down. Even the AC works, which is crazy. And cruise around in 5th gear. Look at this. We're going to make this thing more of a fun weekend car. But this thing generally drives like a time capsule. Let's see if we can hear the sweet sounds of VTEC. Oh, there it is. Just obviously this would be a great motor in a much lighter EG Civic or something. So we're gonna roll the windows down. We're gonna do its last VTEC pull of its life while this engine is in this car. It's a very healthy engine at 93,000 miles. Don't ask, it's already sold.
This is Mark from HSG, and I just want to tell you about Resto Tuner's Black Friday sales.
30% off of decals and hardware and much more. Free shipping over orders over $100. Orders over $150 get a free keychain. Orders over $200 get a free 25-pack of zinc hardware. And the 500-piece hardware set is only $225. And everyone's favorite Honda Acura engine bay kit is just $99.
If you like to dress up your engine bay kit, which I'm about to do to this engine bay, once I freshly repaint it, I'm going to be hitting the engine bay with Resto Tuner's 121 engine bay piece kit for Hondas and Acuras, and I've also got extra 10 mils that come in 3 different colors: yellow zinc, silver zinc, and Dacrament. That's the gray bolts that go on the headlights and the radiator stays. Even fresh decals for like the fuse box and many other things. If you've got a project that you've dumped a lot of time and money into, then you need to hit up Resto Tuner for their Black Friday sales.
Limited quantities available, so hit up restotuner.com November 27th through December 2nd. Don't miss out.
Okay, so here we have a 2000 Acura Integra GSR in frost white that we are going to be yanking the GSR swap out of and putting a K24 swap in. Now, before you string me up as to why we're doing this, why would we rip out this beautiful GSR for this K series? Well, it's because the owner of this car wants more power. He's had it completely stock for the last 6 years since he's owned it, and it's just not enough power for him. He thought about maybe moving on from the vehicle and maybe doing something different, but the thing is that he really likes this car, and this car is not exactly as in perfect condition as it would appear on camera. It does have some flaws. It is not a perfect car, although it is in amazing shape. It does have little dents and dings. It has been resprayed once before, and some other little things that are cosmetic, mostly over here. He's got R888s, which, as you know, is a track tire, and that's what he uses this for. He's got hawk pads on it. This is strictly a weekend fun car that he likes to enjoy. I completely understand if you have the feelings of like, why are we doing this? However, the car needs a full, complete resetup, and it does not ride comfortably or give you confidence in the corners, as well as the fact that the GSR, for what it is worth, can essentially pay for a K-swap that'll give you much better power.
Mark from the future here. Just going to go over a little bit about why we are K24 swapping this beautiful Integra. It's because he wants to occasionally use this as a track use vehicle. If he were to do this and damage the GSR, trying to repair the GSR or get a replacement is something that is very difficult to do these days and expensive. Going K-swap allows him to essentially use the K24, and if something happens to the K24, it is easily and inexpensively replaceable once you have all the K-series stuff in place. So this is the main reason in theory for why we're K-swapping this car, even though the GSR is covering the cost of most of the K-swap stuff. Just wanted to touch on that because I thought I did, but I didn't exactly cover that. So back to the video.
Without further ado, we're just going to get to work on this. I am going to be pulling the engine out. I'm going to be reconditioning the bay. So as far as the K-Series, we're going to be putting a K24A2 out of an 08 TSX with an EP3 transmission, EP3 idler pulley, and many other things that are going to be needed to put in this swap. We're going to be using Sport mounts, obviously, the mini hybrid racing swap components that we will get into as we continue on to the build. Get it up on jack stands, drain all the fluids, and go ahead and pull this GSR out. And before anybody starts blowing me up about, can I get it, is it for sale, it has already been sold to basically afford this swap. So let's get into it.
Let's catch up to speed. We've pulled everything and disconnected everything up top. So we got to get everything out from underneath: the wheels, the axles, the shift linkage, and then this engine is ready to drop out. Pretty straightforward. There's a billion videos on how to do that. Take everything off, get your mounts out. But anyway, once we do that, we're going to be trying to clean up and straighten the bay. Okay, so we have the axles, shift linkage, rear mount removed. Everything is clear from underneath. I'm going to put some dollies up underneath there, drop the car, put the engine on the dolly. All we have left is the 2 side mounts. We're going to drop those and then raise the car, roll the engine out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. 18 minutes. All right, here we are. Engine bay is empty. I just got the wheels underneath there just for storage right now. So we've got the GSR sitting over here with the K24 ready to go in. We definitely have to do some prep for this guy, but before we do anything, we are going to get this engine bay clean and looking good. So we got a lot of work to do here before it's ready for the engine. All right, here after spending some time, we've been cleaning up the bay, obviously pulling all the harness, all the power steering stuff, the brake lines. I need to get the battery tray out. I've got 2 rusty bolts that are pretty much stripped. I've got to figure something out on how to get those out. That way I can get the AC lines out and everything out of that corner and the clutch line. But I've removed all the power steering stuff, the rear mount, you know, pretty much everything here. So a lot of progress has been made. Once we get it finally fully stripped down, we'll give it a good wash and then maybe a fresh coat of paint, and then she will look Gucci taters. So moving right along, baby. We are about to wash old dirty girl. Still struggling to get that out, but we're just gonna go ahead and give it a once over at least for now because it's so filthy. Finally removed the battery tray. It was a bitch. We had to cut this one. This one came out, this one did not. So we pretty much had to rock everything back and forth because it was so rusty, and you can see that it's so rusty because battery leaked acid. So we're now gonna clean all this up and get some fresh paint, get rid of all this rust and move forward. All right, so we're going to install the hybrid racing no-cut shifter. I have the bottom of it removed. This mounts from underneath. We mount these 2 holes, and then we drill 2 new holes, mount it up, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So we have everything removed here, and then we will show you how it works once we get it in place. Okay, finally have the no-cut shifter mounted. You can see we're gonna hook the cables up underneath, but now we are done. But the beautiful thing, especially in an Integra for this, is center console in. You don't have to cut any center console stuff either. So that's nice and pretty. So I'm gonna go get the top half and just install that just so we have it. All right, so that's the whole thing with the shift knob there. All right, so what have we done today? We have completely removed the battery tray. I grinded everything down, sanded it down, and cleaned the shit out of it, and then primered it. The whole bay is gonna get sanded down and primered. I need to get this mount off. We're gonna pull the fenders off next so I can tuck all the wires. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I wire tuck this. Now, the thing that's important to know how the wiring is on either side. Now, what I've done is remove the grommet here and gone inside, and there are two plugs. There's a brown one, which looks like this, and there's a gray one. We are using a conversion harness from Hybrid Racing. This plug here is going to come all the way to the driver's side. There are those two plugs right there, if you can see them. One is gray, one is brown. The gray one is going to get entirely replaced by the Hybrid Racing or conversion harness. The brown one is the one for the headlights and everything else. This plug is going to go into the gray one, which means you've got this that's going to get removed entirely. I had to remove one wire out of this, which is the brake light wire. So I'm also removing these, which is the brake light, cruise control, and power steering turn off. I'm going to save the power steering turn off because right now we're not going with power steering, but if he wants it later, all we have to do is repin it in. It's not that big of a deal. You just need to know what you're doing. I'm not going to go in too much detail about the wiring, but I will tell you how I do it. If you are not confident in wiring, don't attempt this. Don't try. You'll just get confused and get messed up. But anyway, so this is going to come out. If you don't know, this is the other side of the engine harness, and this plug right here, just so you know, is the starter signal plug. So if something goes up with the starter, it's usually this guy. Now, some conversion harnesses will literally plug into these two plugs, but the modern day ones swap into this whole plug right here. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do now. I have cut away all the tape and everything. So what some people do, because these plugs are so big, either they'll drill a big hole or they'll cut the plugs off and try to reattach them. What I'm just going to do is eject them out of here one by one so I don't get confused. Don't eject them all at once. I'm going to pull one out, pull it through the hole, and then plug it back in and then move on to the next one. That's how I do it. Again, if you are not comfortable with wiring, don't attempt, because you'll just get messed up and confused, and I don't want to be responsible for someone who messed their car up because they don't know what they're doing. Wiring is definitely a thing that you have to be mentally prepared for, and the best advice I can give you is do one wire at a time and take your time. I've been working on the car. We've got this side of the harness tucked. Finally got this drilled off. I've still got to finish doing this side of the harness. That's pretty much it for today. All right, we're drilling the holes for the K-swap mount here. I have bolted this on underneath with the two bolts. So those two bolts mount up right there. That way, essentially, I can mark the holes. I drilled this hole. I have to take the mount back off to drill this one. Easy peasy. All right, we have drilled the holes. We have grinded everything down. I've cleaned it, and now I'm about to spray it with some primer so that it doesn't rust until we are ready to do the whole bay. So the next thing that I'm going to do is finish up the wire tuck on this side. So what we're using is spectral paints that we got off of Amazon. They send you primer, base, and clear. Now you can upgrade to like a 2K clear, which is what we did. We're gonna go hard on this thing. Hopefully it should. I had one bug land over here. It is what it is. It's going to forever live here. Okay, the bay is looking amazing. I just kind of unwrapped everything and threw the brake booster in. Now is when I get to start putting things back together. However, I'm going to let this sit for a week because I'm going on vacation. But this is where I get to start using the Resto Tuner engine bay kit. So it's really awesome that they've got bolts for this right here. Brake master cylinder. Beautiful. With fresh zinc hardware. So this is where I'm going to leave the engine bay for now. I still got a lot left to do, a lot of work to do, a lot of touch-up stuff. But for right now, it looks amazing. Deal with some of the brake line stuff, some more of the wiring. But for the most part, the engine bay painting stuff is done. And now I can move on to just making it beautiful, pretty, and functional again. Maybe this is where I will end the video. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Stay tuned for part 2. It'll be coming out in a couple of weeks. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And don't forget about the Black Friday sales through Resto Tuner, Hybrid Racing, Dragon Spec, and everything else. So we'll see you in the next video. Peace.